To see you.
Hey, Dave. Good to see you, too.
So you and I, let's peel back the curtain a little bit. You and I go way back because I know your kids from tennis. Mm-hmm. And we've actually had Lucy on the show. But Lucy, Louie, and Luca are three of my favorites. So you and I go way back through tennis. But we are guests in your beautiful restaurant here tonight, the Clubhouse Sports Lounge. Man, this place is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it turned out good. We're excited to be here a little over a year now.
So you were no stranger to the restaurant business because you and your husband, Corey, have owned several pizzerias.
Correct. Yep. We've been doing Joe's for 16 years.
16 years.
Uh-huh.
And I was shocked. You told me the other day how many of those franchises you have. How many do you have?
We have 5.
5 in the area. But there's a lot of Joe's Pizza in the area.
Oh, yeah. I think there's almost 20 now in the Midwest.
Crazy. Okay, so this place is a little over a year, you said?
Uh-huh.
And this is obviously a golf-themed restaurant. Who came up with that concept?
Well, me and my husband did. So, yeah, we just love golfing. We love the country club vibe. You see us out there all the time.
Yeah.
Just wanted a cool spot that we could watch sports, and anybody's welcome, families, couples. It's a great spot for anybody. Great
food, great service, and all the golf stuff everywhere is super fun. And you guys play golf a lot, right? You and Corey?
Yeah. Yep.
Like you guys are in a lot of the pictures here, and the kids are in a lot of the pictures here. And I've had the food here. I think the steak bites are awesome. I've had Philly cheese here. It's great. It's a fantastic place. How many TVs do you have in this place?
I think we have 26.
26. And how big is that one?
Oh, my gosh. I can't remember. I think it's 90?
90. It looks like it's like 10 by 15 or something like that. It's massive.
I think that one is bigger. Though we have 2 big ones inside. I think those are both 90, and I think this one's over 100.
And the Christmas decorations in here are top notch. Who did all that?
I did a lot of it. I had some help with the lights on the ceiling, but for the most part, I did most of it.
Well, it's a super cool place. And are you getting big crowds in here? Do you have events? Don't you have trivia one night a week?
We do bingo once a week, Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights. All right. Anything else we need to look for here besides our book signing tonight with Jay Delsing?
We do a lot of things. We do live music on Wednesdays. We have Santa coming the 21st to watch the football game, Chiefs and Titans at 11. Just follow us on Facebook. We always have lots going on. Wow.
Cool place, cool spot. You're right here in the Whispering Heights Towers, and so man, it's just an amazing place that you have here. And our esteemed guests are here, so I guess we can wrap this up. But thank you so much for having us here tonight. Beautiful place. Congratulations on all the success. So I come here all the time, and I'll keep coming.
Perfect. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Kayla. Okay, guest number 2 on this really big show, Jay Delsing. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Superstars, played 700 PGA Tour events. He was a former member of Fox Broadcast for several majors. And you got a book coming out.
Yeah, believe it or not, most of my friends didn't know I could read, and I said, you don't need to be able to read to be able to write one. So we wrote a book. We actually dropped it in June, so it came out June 3rd, but it's kind of almost like another release for the holidays is what we're kind of hoping for. But it's just a bunch of stories. It's like if you ever listen to my show, the Golf with Jay Delsing show, we tell stories. We want to grow the game by golf's hard enough. I'm not going to try to teach you how to hit a 5-iron over the radio, or on a podcast. We're going to talk about stories. We're going to tell, like Mike here, why we love the game and why it's a uniter and why it raises so much money for charity and why, what it's done for us in our lives and stuff like that. That's what we're about.
Which brings me to my other guest, Mike Suhre. So good to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, you're an
what an honor.
Yeah, how many times have you been here though? You've been on this show
a few,
several times.
I feel
Well, you're always winning something and doing something cool.
I know you can't keep.
You're just nice to me.
Guy.
We've had Mike on.
Winning stuff.
We've had his kids on. We love talking about the brook. So you're a busy guy. How did you have time to write this book?
Well, a friend of mine, Will Salisbury. I met Will, and we were having a couple of drinks, and we just started talking golf, because he's a golf junkie and is a new friend. And he would ask something, and I go, oh, that reminds me of this story. And so we just started telling stories. And he said, man, you should write a book. I'm like, no, I'm not writing a book. Why would I write it? And he just stayed on me for about 2 years. And I finally thought, and Danny McLaughlin helped me also, because he said, you should do it for your girls. You should write it because having 4 daughters and missing plenty of their activities when I was away, I thought maybe this might be something to have chronicled so that they can kind of check it out and know, like, I really was out there doing something. I don't know how worthwhile it was, but it was something. And so that's kind of that's what we did. And it took about 2 years to write. I mean, it's a sloggy process, and it was
first book you've written, right?
I think first and last, probably, Davey. I think
no more.
I don't think so. I don't know what else I'd talk about, but it would have something to do with golf if there is something else out there.
Not about how much did you talk about your time at UCLA? I'm very intrigued by that.
Yeah, we talked a lot about
when
UCLA,
you were there,
a lot about my dad, a lot about my family, growing up in
North County.
And then just some of the crazy places and people that golf has taken me to and introduced me to. I mean, I'm the luckiest guy you've ever met, for sure, because my life could have gone a lot of different ways, and the game of golf took care of me, and it's still doing that today. And it's so I'm just at that point where I just want to try to tell someone else, like, man, give this thing a shot. I mean, you might get your college paid for. You never know what might happen. It happened to me. It could happen to anybody.
So you're 6'5".
6'5".
Your dad was a Major League Baseball player.
Yeah.
I'm sure you played all the sports when you were a kid.
Every single one of them.
What was it about golf?
I could do it by myself, and I didn't need a bunch of people telling me what to do and tell me I couldn't, I had to stop. I was the 4th of 5. We grew up in a really tiny little house with not a lot of money, and so I was outside all the time. I mean, whenever the weather changed, we changed sports. So when it got cold, colder,
basketball.
We played soccer. When it was snowy, we went inside and play hoops. Then when the sun came back out, we were like, where's our clubs and where's our mitts and bats and things? And we just played everything. We played hockey, we played soccer, football, basketball, everything, all of it.
You've known this guy for a long time.
I played in a couple tournaments against him, and he didn't know who I was. I was obviously in a group way in front because he was leading.
I don't know about that.
Like Missouri Open and things like that. But no, I was never a reader. I did poorly in English in high school, but for some reason when I got out of school, I started enjoying reading books. And as a golfer, you got to read this book. You've
already read it.
Oh, absolutely. And I read it in like 2 or 3 days, which I read like 1 page every 10 minutes. But it starts off with David Faraday with the foreword, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, I wonder if Jay read this. I
dare you to follow that, and it
intense,
is spicy.
Yeah. But it's almost like not insulting your intelligence, but it's almost like Forrest Gump as a golfer, like the things that he got to do and see.
Mike, it's exactly like Forrest Gump.
Not all of them are
that
positive.
Insult me. No.
But I mean, like he just shows up at college and his coach says, hey, can you go play with this member at Bel Air? And it ends up being Sean Connery, okay, and just, but it's
true. It's true. And then later in that day when I'm 18 and Sean asks me, after 4 holes, he tells me, could you please quit calling me Mr. Connery and call me Sean? So we're walking up the 9th, Dave, and it's dark. And I'm like, this is the coolest day I've ever had in my life. And I said, Sean, I think we should play the back 9. And he's like, I can't see my ball now either. I go, me neither, but I don't want this day to end. This is like my greatest day. And he goes, well, you want to come in and have a beer with me when we're finished? And I'm 18. I'm like, nah, I got some other stuff to do, Sean. I don't want to go have a drink. Of course I do. So we go in there, and on the way to the men's grill, he runs into a couple friends. And, I've been raised the right way. I shake hands. I look him in the eye. Nice to meet you. But I'm like, I got Sean Connery, man, and I'm going to have a beer with him. Can you guys, hurry this thing up? And after we say goodbye to his friends, he stops me and goes, you should remember those 2 guys. They're going to do some great stuff in Hollywood. It was Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. And this is in my first 2 weeks of being in Los Angeles. I mean, I don't know anything. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know which golf courses we're playing. I have no idea I know where the campus is because it's massive. I don't know my way around it. And I get to play 9 holes of golf with Sean Connery through 1979, Dave. He's the biggest guy in Hollywood. funny story. He tells me, I don't know anything. I have no life experience, nothing. He says to me, do you know who Barbara Walters is? And I go, sure, I know. I don't know who Barbara Walters is. I'm 18. I have no idea. And he goes, well, good, because she's interviewing me this weekend. I think you'll get a kick out of it. You should watch it. So I'm thinking, okay. So I go back. I find out who Barbara Walters is, the person I'm living with. So, of course, she's ABC. She's one of the most famous interviewers in the world. And I said, well, she's going to be interviewing Sean this weekend. And so we watched it together. And you could Google this. During the interview, he said to Barbara Walters that every good woman deserves a slap every now and again. 1979, boys. Things have changed.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's insane.
Obviously, no one can condone that in 2025.
No. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying it happened.
What he said, yeah.
Yeah.
Father of 3 girls, right?
4.
4 girls.
4 girls. Yeah.
Holy cow.
I'm a girl dad.
Me too. I've got a daughter and a son, and
Yep.
you're a girl dad.
Got one girl, yeah.
Did your kids play golf?
They did. They did. The best athlete of the 4 was my third, and she's like, Dad, this sucks. This is so slow. Nobody's running this ball. I'm like, well, fine. I just want to introduce you to him. But my second daughter, Gemma, made a hole-in-one at St. Albans on her first 9 holes I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah. She's still got a beautiful swing. I bet she hasn't played 5 rounds of golf in her whole life. She's like, this is fine. I'm like, what? Yeah, so my girls are athletes, but now my oldest, Mackenzie, lives in Alabama, and she uses golf in her business life, and they appreciate she can smash her driver. So in scrambles and things like that, she gets to play from the forward tees, and they're like, hey, can Mackenzie come out and play? She's like, yeah, I'll go play.
Golf in the business life is no joke. It's an important tool. It's an important tool.
Right. Well, when you think about golf, besides how much money it generates for charities, I just read something the other day that said the charitable footprint for golf in the United States this year, $4.4 billion. $4.4 billion. And when you start thinking about what the PGA Tour does, donating more money to charities than Major League Baseball, NFL, NHL, NBA combined, I mean, we're going to donate $500 million this year, the PGA Tour is. And it's just giving, and it just keeps going. And when you get a chance to play in a pro-am, that's a differentiator, Dave, from all the other sports. Because where are you going to go? You're not going to go have tennis and go hit with Federer or Nadal or anybody or Skinner. You're not going to do that. You're not going to get to go play one-on-one with Michael Jordan or LeBron. You get to play golf with Tiger Woods. That's not even a bucket list thing. That's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get to play with someone like that. That's one of the things that golf does that none of the other sports do. I guess you could bowl with somebody, but that's...
Yeah, but in like Pebble Beach, you're playing with them while they're competing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like you could go out and play with Jordan in Game 6.
I know. It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane, and I don't think people really appreciate that, So even though most of the guys wanted to get Tiger Woods, every once in a while they'd draw Jay Delsing and they'd be like totally bummed out. I made it my job to have them have their best day on the golf course ever. So I was helping them with their game. I'm telling them stories. I'm, trying to help them play better, because this is a great gig.
Is it more fun? Are you having more fun now being that guy than it was when
No, that's what
guy?
I was doing when I was on tour. I would do that when I was on tour. I made my mind up that I would take all their business cards, send them a handwritten note when I finished playing with them, and I started a business in 1992 of corporate hospitality and entertainment because of that.
You saw the big picture early.
Oh, my gosh. How do I – look, I'm a caddy. If we go play golf, you will not lose a ball unless you hit it in the water with me. And
I will.
We will have – you probably will. But we'll just kiss that one goodbye. And if you hit it in the woods, I'll track it.
I won't use the one that I already signed.
I'll track it down for you, I promise. And it's – it's just one of those things, man. It's the game's been great to me. I mean, these guys were paying $5,000 and more to play golf with us. And all of my constituents were like, this sucks. We got to get rid of the pro-ams. And I'm like, that'd be business suicide for us. Because we get to I mean, I played golf in PGA Tour pro-ams with John Elway and a lot of famous athletes that were playing, but also CEOs of companies that, why were they meeting me? This is what golf does. Mike, one of the things that I had no idea about the game is, as I look back at it, it did so well, was that it expanded my horizons so ridiculously because it got me in front of playing with older folks. I needed to listen more than I talked. I needed to pay attention to the things they were saying. And I also had no idea what these conversations meant.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the thing about it, even I tell my kids all the time, because of golf, if Oak Brook blew up tomorrow, I probably have 100 people I could call and have a job because I've played with so many people.
Yep.
You know, and the same, and you don't have to be a good golfer to have that experience. You can go out and play, you know, go to a public golf course every Saturday. You're going to play with somebody that can help you out, or you can help them out, and that's what's cool about it. You know?
And you're not going to play to try to get that. It
Right,
just
absolutely
happens
not.
organically.
No.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
beauty of it. This is an authentic thing. This is not like, oh, I'm going out looking for a job today.
Right.
I'm going to go play golf. And I dare you to play golf, to play 18 holes with somebody and not have some sort of level of camaraderie, especially when it'll be strange if you don't have that man or woman's number after.
Absolutely.
You call and say, we got to play again. This was really fun. Or what business are you in? Maybe I can help you. Or maybe we can do business together or something like that. That's the way it goes. And that's what this game does that the other games don't. I had a guy say to me, this is interesting. It was about a month ago, and he goes, yeah, I know you're a golf honk. And I'm like, look, I'm a nerd. I love this stuff, and I'm a lifer. And hopefully, I'm on the back 9 of my life, but hopefully on hole 10, and we're going to get to keep doing this. But he's like, yeah, but I think tennis and golf, it's just the same. And I'm like, it's not even close. And I'll tell you why. I go, where's the coolest place you ever played tennis? And he goes, oh, I know specifically. Last year, my wife and I went on this great vacation, and it was in like Aruba or something, and they had this tennis court, and it was right on the water. And I said, and what were the dimensions of the court? And he goes, well, I don't know. It's like 29 minutes. And I go, what's the dimension of the court at home? It's exactly the same. My point is, if you and I go to Ireland, or you and I go to play the old course at St. Andrews, or go to Pebble Beach, or go anywhere, there's not 2 holes that are the same. It's not the same experience. It's just not. And when you're playing golf, you are standing next to people, and we are talking to Kayla. We're talking to everybody. When you're playing tennis, you're on the other side of the net. You're not having a conversation. You might be screaming at them like that ball was in, and well, it's an out or something. But and so, but that's one of the things that so impresses me as I look back with golf. And I fell into all this stuff, guys. I didn't know this about the game, but it's true. You play 18 holes of golf with somebody, you spend 4 hours with them, and I mean, I have lifelong friends because of that. And they're not good golfers.
And, bringing up tennis, as you're the tennis guru, I was reading about the mental burden of being a professional tennis player, that you're pretty much on your own. And I never really thought of that.
Yeah.
And as a golfer, you're on your own, but you have your caddy, and you also have all your buddies. Yeah. Wherever you go, when you go to a town, people like and tennis. I was reading about it. It was tough.
Very lonely sport.
Yeah,
and golf is a lonely sport when you're a kid, and that's you and I have talked about this. This is why junior golf, team golf, is so smart.
Oh, they're killing it to the PGA Junior
When you were
League,
a kid, how much would you have loved that when you were a kid?
I spent so an inordinate amount of time by myself.
Oh,
and I know now, being a parent, that's odd.
Yeah,
it's just odd. Your kids like interaction, and
but you were obsessed with being good at golf. So you would go out and hit balls by yourself for hours.
Started playing with my mom's clubs, no lessons, just grabbed them and started going. That was it.
Are you left-handed?
No.
I thought I saw that in one of the pictures.
No.
Where were you hitting balls?
North Shore. Right over it. It's gone now. It's not. It's kind of a lousy soybean field now, but it was a bad golf course.
Do you remember West James Racket Club off Lilac?
Oh, of course I do.
I played so much tennis there when I was a kid.
West James, I lived right off of Lilac. If you took Lilac and took it along to Shepley and took one right turn, that's where my house was. I lived literally like 3 minutes from 270 in Lilac.
I thought reading your bio that I could picture where you lived in North County there, and I
Glasgow
thought
Village.
I played so much. Tennis there
West
when
James.
I was a kid.
Yep, I remember that was something back in the day.
It was posh.
Yeah.
It was racquetball and
tennis.
tennis.
It was posh. It was
wide open there.
Top shelf.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Tell me about UCLA. You show up, a kid from St. Louis shows up at UCLA, 18 years old at the time, and it's a different time. And so many great people, so many of my favorite athletes went to UCLA.
Yeah, same.
Jimmy Connors.
Yep.
Arthur Ashe.
Yep.
Kareem.
Yep.
On and on and on.
Right.
Jackie Robinson.
It's crazy. So, guys, my parents kissed me goodbye at the curb at Lambert Airport. I've got a really lousy set of clubs, 2 pair of shoes, and a suitcase that's about this big. And I go to LA, and I don't know one person.
How did you get recruited?
I almost won the U.S. Junior. So back in the day, remember, no internet. I was born before electricity, so no internet and no cell phones, guys. So we've got nothing. It's U.S. mail. And the only 3 tournaments that we had that were on a national level was the Insurance Youth Classic, the Big I, the PGA Junior Championship, which just started like when I think it started the year before I started, so it was very new. And then the U.S. Junior. That was it. There's no hurricane tours. There's no AJGAs. There's nothing. Well, I went, again, by myself to Wilmington, Delaware, and I lost in the quarterfinals or the semifinals to the guy, Don Herter, won the tournament. I took him to 21 holes.
Was it match play?
It
still is.
It's 36 holes of stroke, and then it breaks down to match play. And I probably hit 10 fairways for 6 rounds over there. I just smashed the ball everywhere, but I putted my butt off, and I don't know. I've never seen greens like this before. So I got on these greens, you guys, and I was like, all I have to do is get the ball started, and it's going to go in. These greens are so smooth. I've never seen a green like this before. Now, they're faster than hell, but I didn't realize how much I enjoyed that until I realized I didn't have to worry about the speed. All I had to do was I just filled it up for the week. And so I nearly won that. So that just threw me up into blue chipper. So I got offers from Houston and Wake Forest and Arizona's and all the places. So, didn't have a lot of money when I grew up. I took every trip. I went everywhere. I'm like, I'm going. They're paying, I'm going. So I went and saw all these schools, and then I got to see UCLA after I saw USC, and I'm like, UCLA is the coolest place ever, and the best school of the lot by a long shot.
Finance? You study finance?
Business, econ, really, I didn't study much. I'll be honest. I just got a degree. I got a degree in 4 years. We're going to leave it at that. I went to St. Louis U High, so I knew how to study. It's just I wasn't doing it. I wasn't.
Dad's a pro baseball player, wins a World Series with the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Were you around the Yankees?
No, I got to meet all those guys. My dad, they did a reenactment. So I was born in 1960. My dad retired the year I was born. So my 3 older sisters got to travel with Dad. My little brother and I didn't. But they did a reenactment game of the Cardinals and the 49 Yankees so Dad played. It's in St. Louis, but Dad played for the Yankees. So I got to meet Stengel and DiMaggio and Whitey Ford and Yogi and all those guys, and I was like 10 or 12 years old. It was super cool. And then later I'm playing in the Gerald Ford tournament in Vail. And you know how you're hitting balls and you feel you can tell someone's watching. I turn around, Whitey Ford and Yogi Berra sitting there watching. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? Go get your clubs. Let's hit some balls. Like, we didn't want to disturb you while you're warming up. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just winging balls all over the place, And it's so the whole baseball thing. Baseball is my first love. I'm a box score guy. I like to keep score when I go to the games. I love it. It didn't work out being for me because it was way too hard to organize. We didn't have select teams like they do now, and it was like we had to get Sandlot, and nothing pissed me off more than the shortstop leaving in the 3rd inning because they had dinner earlier than the rest of us, and the game broke up. And I'm like, and I was the only one that really cared that much. Everybody else was like, we got 3 innings in. I'm like, it's a 9-inning game, man, So that's the baseball part, and Dad is some great stories. My dad grew up on a dairy farm. He finished high school at night. He was not an educated guy, but he was wise.
Smart enough to push you into golf.
Well, he did.
To let you find what you wanted to do.
I got no pressure from my parents. The best thing my parents did for my siblings and I is they said, there's nothing you can't do. If you work hard, just go get it. And I wasn't smart enough to be afraid. I probably should have been much more afraid of some of the things I was doing. But, I'd get on an airplane and go to these places and get to play golf, and it just seemed like a dream. This is when I was a junior golfer. Because I saved all my money up to be able to pay for these flights and stuff, because money was a big issue when growing up, and I hated the conversations I heard. So my biggest goal in life when I was younger was to figure out how I was going to get college paid for, because I was told I had to go, but I didn't know how I was going to get paid for. So I'm like, I got to figure out this thing. And my parents instilled a lot of confidence in us, but it was also kind of like, go figure something out and just go do something. My dad used to say to my brother and I, make a move even if it's wrong. And I've kind of took that to heart. If you ever watched me play, I did that a lot.
Have you seen him play? Of course you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
How would you describe Jay's game?
Really good. I told my, he, in my opinion, he's in a lot of people's opinion, he's the greatest golfer in the history of St. Louis. I mean, definitely the most successful.
Who's the guy that played in the U.S. Open in golf and tennis?
Frank Connor.
Yes.
Frank Connor from San Antonio. Yeah, I played a little bit with
Frank Connor played in the U.S. Open in tennis.
Right. Yeah,
and
that's
golf.
Impressive.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
I think that goes pretty underrated in St. Louis sports history.
Yeah.
I knew that someone had done it.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who else is in that short list of greatest golfers?
Well,
From Belleville.
Absolutely. You have Bob Colby. Absolutely. But
Jay Haas.
Jay Haas, right. But that stayed here to me in my lifetime. That's been a part of St. Louis golf the whole entire time. Now, Bob Colby obviously was older, but he did stick around. That's not saying that, but just longevity and playing, and when you grow up, everybody knew Jay Delsing. In my era, the Jay Delsing was the guy that you wanted to hopefully be like someday, even though he doesn't. 700
events. That's a
lifetime
long
on
career.
Tour. Yeah.
So how many years was that?
Probably about 25-ish, something like that, because as I lost privileges, you wouldn't get in quite as many events and things like that. But it's interesting, you guys, when I talk to younger people, and I don't understand some of the mentality that some of our younger folks have. And I wanted to be the best player in the world. I should have probably known that I couldn't do that, but I didn't. I thought I actually could. And so I gave everything I could to get there, and I got inside the top 50 once, and that's as high as I got. And at the time, nobody thought anything of it. I just thought I had to work harder and just try to, nobody remembers who finishes second, much less, 50th. But there's so much mediocrity and so much not aiming for the top. I feel like so many folks aim for the middle and set these low expectations, and the parents are like, I don't want my kids hurt. They'll come to me, can you coach my son? Can you coach Susie? Can you coach Joey? And I'm like, how do they handle getting, let's talk. Like, I'm interested. How do they handle getting punched in the nose? How do they like getting up off? Like, well, oh my gosh, I don't want them to get hurt. I'm like, I'm not interested. Because if you can't figure that part out, good luck with life. Forget golf and sport. That's nothing. How about life?
Yeah.
It throws haymakers.
Learn how to
People
lose.
die. It's just, you get fired in jobs. There's divorces. There's deaths. It's not always a bowl of cherries, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And I think we try to save our kids from that, and it's a huge disservice. It's okay to fall and skin your knee. It's not about that. It's about how do you get up and how do you respond. None of us like to get punched in the nose, but we all have been by life. And so how do we respond?
I think part of that is the social media posts aren't as fun when we lose.
Right.
So we try to avoid that. I think I see that sometimes.
And Dave, they do these home run days. Like my daughter's like, I'm like, that's not a life. That's a day. And might not even be real. Like, so none of my kids are on social media anymore. They're like, it was like the best day they ever had when they got off of it, because these stories are all made up anyway half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, by the way.
Yeah. But, when you say that, I mean, like when you go back over your career, when you got done playing golf, say you played 700 tournaments, how many days did you come off the course and think, man, I really played well? Like it's even in a long career like that in golf, it's not that many.
No.
You know what I mean? And
there are times where I'd go, man, I really played well, and I didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah.
And then there are other days like, I kind of got away with some stuff today, when I started, whenever I would hit the ball left, anything could happen. I could shoot anything. I could shoot 68. I could shoot 73. Whenever I would miss the ball to the right, I generally played well.
What I think is interesting is 68 and 73, it's only 5 strokes.
Yeah.
That margin of error at that level is so minute.
Yeah.
It's so small. It's just a couple putts and you miss the cut. Couple putts and you're in the top 10. And then
Well, but if you watch tennis, it's even worse to me. Like I was watching Roger Federer give like a commencement speech.
That's
that
the best.
He only won
That's
like
the best.
Learn how to
1%
lose
more.
points. Yeah.
And in all sports, in anything. You watch football yesterday. A guy steps in the wrong place, his career may be over. And but when you talk about failing, if you just go at it, the fun of it in the end is that you went at it. Like the highs and all that winning whatever. Not that I've ever won anything like tournaments, huge tournaments, but that's the next week. There's the next event.
Yeah.
So if you don't enjoy the grind, then there's no point in even doing it.
Well, where do you find your purpose? Like, what is it that gets you out of bed? What does it make you want to care? What is it? It doesn't have to be golf, or it could be painting, it could be gardening, it could be writing. It doesn't matter.
Screaming at kids in the classroom.
Fine, yelling at people. I'm a yeller.
It's what I do.
But you sit there and think of like, what does that matter? But it matters to you because you care about those kids. And
you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Available where?
JDelsingGolf.com. It's Mascot Books, mascot.com. You could go to the Cartel.
I'm on
and buy it from Amazon.
That's the Cartel?
That's the Cartel. They do whatever they want. They charge whatever they want, and they haven't paid yet.
Really?
Yeah. So we started.
They're going to pay you.
I think they got the money somewhere, but I haven't seen it. It's a riot. It's because people are like, wait a second. What should I? Where should I buy it? I'm like, well, you buy it anywhere. I appreciate you buying it anywhere, but if you buy it at Amazon, I may not see the money for a year. It's fine. It's totally fine. But they you call somebody and they're like, there's nobody here to talk to about that. Like, what do you mean? Do you have like?
That's why it's called Amazon.
Is there basically any rules? And they're like, we don't know them. And like, who are you? Like, well, I wrote this golf book. Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we don't have time for that.
A lot of golf courses have them, right?
Yeah.
Oakbrook's got a few copies left.
Yeah.
And but a lot of golf course, he knows all the pros, so
they've supported me extremely well all my life. So they've been great. You were great. You actually bought a couple extra too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to grab a couple.
My dad actually read it, which my dad doesn't read books much, and he's really enjoyed it.
He loved it?
He loved it.
We had his dad and mom in my studio for a little. This was one of our best guests and one of our best shows ever. Your dad and mom were. We couldn't get his mom to say anything, but she had all the. She had all the secrets.
She runs the show.
Oh, yeah. She had all the secrets.
Hall of Famers. EHS Athletic Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For all the golf that they've provided.
Oh.
For these kids. Thousands and thousands of rounds of golf. The stories that provided for these kids.
Well, listen, this will never leave my mind. We're talking to Mike's dad, and I'm like, so you guys are giving away this golf? And he goes, well, this is how this story went. And he starts telling his story, and Mike's mom is right behind him, and she's just nodding as he's telling it, because he said he came home one night and said to his wife, honey, what do you think we ought to charge these guys to play golf? And she goes, you're going to charge them?
Yeah.
And from that point on, they didn't charge anybody. It's just wonderful.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's the best.
And then and then we make this film, and there are these guys who are grown men now who talk about playing at Oakbrook, and they're just in tears about how the Surreys just took care of them and gave them a place to belong and a place to train. One of these guys in particular didn't have the funds to join a club or to pay for these rounds, and the Surreys just changed his life. And you think, well, you just own a golf course. No, you're changing lives the way that they've done it.
Well, just meet them. You know, it's just not an accident. You know, that doesn't happen by happenstance and things like that. And I don't believe in coincidences and things like that. So listening to your dad tell a story about how he was trying to play professional golf and it wasn't working out. Well, it was meant to be because he came over here and he's taken care of probably 200 times more people this way than he could have the other way, and that's what was, even though he didn't know it, that's probably what the purpose, the plan was.
The greatest thing about golf is if you try and you're not good enough, you can give it to a whole bunch of people. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can give back, and they have, and I just follow in their hang on their coattails, and you know, I look good by following them. But yeah,
man, I could hear these stories all night.
Will
you come back again sometime?
Sure.
When you write your next
You'll
book?
have me.
How about that?
Well, we might have to do it before then. I don't think I'm going to write it.
Maybe the next one will be a short story.
Yeah, maybe one chapter.
A fictional work.
Is there a limit on how many pages you have to call something a book? Or does it just become like a paper?
Haiku.
Yeah.
You could write a haiku just like 3 lines or something like that. That'll be good.
Just got to trick them. I'm sure that'll go over big.
Well, I really appreciate you coming over here, Jay. It's been a real pleasure.
I
think is he the most famous person I've had on the show? I don't know, man.
Well, he's the best golfer you've ever had on the show. I know that.
Well, I appreciate you, man. It's so good to
My
talk
pleasure.
to you.
Yeah,
good luck with the book.
Thank you.
I can't wait to get my autographed copy here in a second. And one for my dad, too.
You got it.
Jay Delsing, Mike Suhre. It's always a pleasure to see you, Mike. Thanks for everything.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, guys.